You open your paycheck, and before you can even smile, it's already gone. Every single dollar taken. This is why everyone feels broke in 2026. If you're making more money than you did 5 years ago, why does it feel like you have less? That's not just a feeling, that's a financial trap. And in 2026, tens of millions of Americans are stuck in it. You go to work, you get paid, and before you even have a chance to think about saving or investing, the money is already gone. Rent, groceries, insurance, gas, subscriptions, a car payment, a medical bill, and then you check your bank account at the end of the month and wonder, where did it all go? Today, we're going to answer that question, not with generic advice, with actual numbers. Let's start with the invisible thief that most people don't think about until it's too late: inflation. When prices go up by 3 or 4% every year, it doesn't sound like much. But here's the math. The US inflation rate as of April 2026 hit 3.8%. That means something that cost you $100 in 2019 now costs you over $130. You didn't buy anything extra. You didn't upgrade anything. You're getting the exact same thing for 30% more money. And that gap between what things cost and what people earn has been quietly widening for years. Wages did technically go up. In fact, as of early 2026, the average wage increase in the US was about 3.4% year over year. Sounds good, right? Except when you subtract inflation, the inflation-adjusted real wage increase was just 0.1%. 0.1%. Basically, your raise didn't exist. Not in terms of actual purchasing power, you're running on a treadmill, faster every year, and staying in the same place. Now let's talk about the one expense that has quietly crushed an entire generation's ability to build wealth: housing. In the third quarter of 2025, the median home price in the United States hit a record high of $375,000. Over the past 5 years, home prices climbed 54%, and over that same period, wages went up just 29%. Think about what that means. The thing you need to survive, a place to live, went up almost twice as fast as your ability to pay for it, and the situation for renters isn't any better. The average monthly rent across 100 major US cities is now $1,843. In cities like San Francisco, New York, and Boston, you're looking at over $3,500 a month for rent alone. For households earning $75,000 a year, nurses, teachers, tradespeople, office workers, only 21% of homes on the market are even considered affordable. In 2019, that number was 49%. Half the market was within reach. Now it's barely 1 in 5 listings. Nearly 75% of all US households cannot afford the median-priced new home. 3 out of every 4 people in this country are priced out. And here's the part that really stings. A family earning the median US income of $104,000 would need to spend 34% of their entire paycheck just to cover the mortgage on a median-priced home. For lower-income families, that number jumps to 67%. Imagine spending 2/3 of everything you earn just to keep a roof over your head. That leaves almost nothing for food, transportation, savings, or emergencies. Let's talk about food, because what's happening at the grocery store is something every single person in this country feels every week. Since December 2019, food prices in the US have risen nearly 30%, almost a third more expensive. That's not just pandemic noise anymore, that's your permanent new reality. In 2025, food at home prices climbed 2.4%, restaurant prices went up even faster, at 4.1%, and in 2026, grocery prices are forecast to rise another 3.2%, faster than the historical average. Eggs, coffee, beef, these 3 categories alone hit people the hardest. Egg prices in the first half of 2025 were 38% higher than the year before, driven by a massive bird flu outbreak. Coffee prices surged nearly 12%. Beef went up almost 15%. You're not imagining it. Your grocery bill really is getting harder to manage. And it's not because you're buying more, it's because everything costs more. And then there's insurance, the silent budget killer that nobody talks about enough. car insurance costs have gone up 43% nationally since 2021. The average American now pays over $2,000 a year just to insure their vehicle. In some states like New York and Washington DC, that number is closer to 4,000. Home insurance is heading toward an average of $3,057 annually in 2026, up 4% from the year before. In states like California and Nebraska, increases hit 13 to 16% in a single year. And health insurance, the expiration of federal premium subsidies in 2025 has driven out-of-pocket marketplace premiums up nearly 58% for some Americans. 58%. These aren't luxuries. You can't opt out of car insurance. You can't skip health coverage when you have a family. These are mandatory costs that just keep going up while your paycheck barely moves. Now here's the psychological side of this that almost never gets discussed. There's something called lifestyle inflation, and it's one of the sneakiest reasons people feel broke even when they earn good money. Here's how it works. You get a raise, so you upgrade your phone, you add another streaming service, you go out to eat a little more often, you lease a slightly nicer car. None of these things feel like big decisions. Each one feels earned, affordable, reasonable. But suddenly your expenses have grown to match your income, and saving feels just as impossible as it did before the raise. And layered on top of that is social media. Because when you scroll through your feed every day and see people travelling, renovating their homes, buying new clothes, eating at restaurants, even when you intellectually know that social media isn't real, your brain still registers it as normal, as the standard, as what you should be doing too. This creates financial pressure that doesn't show up in any economic report, but it's real, and it's causing millions of people to spend money they don't have, trying to maintain a lifestyle they were never designed to afford. So why does everyone feel broke in 2026? Because the math doesn't add up anymore. Your paycheck went up 3%, your rent went up 10%, your groceries went up 30% over 5 years, your insurance went up 43% since 2021, your mortgage requires 34% of your income just to exist, and your real wage increase after inflation was essentially zero. The problem isn't that you're spending irresponsibly. The problem is that the cost of living has increased far faster than most people's ability to build wealth. You're not falling behind because of bad habits. You're falling behind because the system you're operating in has quietly shifted the ground beneath your feet. The first step to changing that is understanding exactly what's happening, because you can't fight an enemy you can't see, and now you can see it. If this opened your eyes, there's a lot more where that came from. Every week we break down exactly how the financial system works and what you can do about it. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next.